Hello and welcome to Your Holistic Earth podcast. I am your host for this episode, Kimberly Carson-Richards. I'm one of the founders of Profitable Impact Academy, and we are the sponsors of this podcast. If you've never heard of Your Holistic Earth before, you are missing out. It is a bridge that connects you to local and national experts in the field of holistic medicine and wellness. And on each episode of this podcast, we are bringing you experts that are going to help you be healthier and have an increased sense of well-being. I love doing these episodes. I always get to have the most amazing conversations with people who are passionate about what they do, about helping and making an impact in the lives of others. So today I have Elizabeth MacArthur. She has years of experience working with energy modalities, including her newest edition of the Universal Sphere. I am really excited to learn about this. Elizabeth has always enjoyed working with concepts radically different from mainstream, like the Universal Sphere, Akashic Records, and radical forgiveness and self-forgiveness. And she enjoys teaching the Universal Sphere, this relatively new energy modality that is quickly gaining momentum as one of the most effective tools of this time. It is easy to learn and simple to use and helps you attract new and higher level of energy solutions from the unified field to bring more ease and flow into these challenging times. So Elizabeth, welcome to the show. I'm so excited to have you here. I know this is going to be good.
Well, thank you very much, Kim, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Wonderful. Okay, so my first question I always ask every guest is, tell me and the viewers about yourself and how you help people.
Sure. So a little bit about my background. As Kimberly said, I've been doing some form of either coaching or energy modalities for about the past 25 years. Started out mostly as a participant myself, fell in love with the industry, fell in love with just the formatting of it, and have done pretty much 95% of my own healing work and my own healing journey through one modality or another. I've experienced a lot of different ones over the past 25 years, and all of them in their own right were exciting at the time. But as we know, time changes and things changes, and we know with the year 2000, there was a lot of different shifts and changes as we move into the Aquarius age, as the veil has been lifted a lot more, and as much different energies are coming through. And I kind of, in a way, accidentally, but knowing nothing's by accident, as things sort of laid in front of me, I ended up being connected with the founder of the Universal Sphere, who is Holly Hawkins Marwood. I met her through a different venue and then heard more about the Universal Sphere and was very intrigued. And so I signed up to take the one-day practitioner program to learn how to do it. And what really amazed me about it was just really how simple and easy it was. Of all the tools I know and of all the training that I've taken, this one has to be the absolute easiest. And because it's so easy, it's the one that right now I use the most. Because I can use it, I can do a sphere in a matter of 30 seconds. Or I can sit in the energy of it for 15 minutes. It's like my choice, whatever I've got time for in my day. And I've, once I started using the Universal Sphere and started seeing some results for myself, I was just like blown away. It brings in, and I'll talk a little bit more about this maybe a little later, but it was bringing in solutions that I couldn't even fathom. Had no idea that that could be a possible solution to an issue or a situation. And it was like really blowing my mind. And can I give you a quick example? I had a dentist appointment. I had a tooth that I had to have pulled out. The crown had broken off it. And of course, like everybody else, nobody really likes a dentist, right? We're always very nervous when we go. So on my way to the dentist's office, I was offering up Universal Spheres for the appointment, for the tooth, for the dentist. And then the whole time I'm in his chair, I'm just offering up the energy of the Universal Sphere for solution energy, for highest and best outcome. And doing them from anything I can think of. The hygienist, the dentist, right? And partway through the him trying to pull the tooth out, it broke again. So he ended up having to cut my gum. And then, of course, needed stitches. And when he finished, the dentist basically said to me, you're going to be in pain when the freezing comes out because you got stitches. Here's Tylenol 3. Pick it up on your way home. Take one right away. I'm like, okay. So I do that. I get home. And I'm thinking, you know what? I really don't want to take this because I'm not big on drugs. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to go have a nap first, see what happens. So I take about a 3-hour nap. I get out. The freezing is out, and I got no pain. None. Zero. The only thing different that I did was a universal sphere. I had no pain through the entire healing process of that. As the stitches came out, the whole thing just went perfectly. The dentist called me 2 days later to see how I'm doing, because they always do a follow-up call. And when I told them I had no pain, they like couldn't understand what I was saying. It's like I was speaking Greek to them. They've never had that experience with a client before. And so that was a solution that came in. I didn't do spheres to have no pain. I never even thought that was a possibility. But for me, for whatever reason, in that moment, that was the solution that was available for me. Not to say that will happen every time, but in that moment, in that time, that was the solution. And that really knocked my socks off and made me very, very happy. So once I realized that, I'm thinking, wow, like we can use the sphere for anything. And I've heard hundreds and thousands of testimonies and have lots of my own as well. And through that conviction, I thought, you know what? I could be teaching this to people. I love facilitating. I love teaching. I love doing workshops. It was right up my alley. And so I quickly jumped into the instructor program. So I'm certified as a universal sphere instructor, and I'm now doing the 8-hour workshop that it takes to learn how to do this amazing tool, and people are getting results right off the bat. It's not like you have to practice for 6 months before you start even seeing any results. People are seeing different things happening in their life because we're bringing in different energy.
I love that. Okay, so for someone who's never heard of it before, how would you say it's different from some of the other modalities that you said you kind of had stepped in before you learned about universal spheres? So like, why would be this is like you talked about, okay, I love it so much, but help me understand for someone who knows absolutely nothing about it, like why would this be the one I should go for? Is it just because it does work so much faster, or is it something else?
Well, I think I would have to defer back to, like I said, because it's easy to do and you can do one in a matter of seconds. So a lot of the other modalities that I've worked with, both with myself and with clients, would take a while to do. And not that they didn't get the results, but sometimes, you know what? If it's going to take an hour to go through a process, to move and shift out that stuck energy in order to allow different energy to flow in, sometimes I don't always have that hour. Or that time barrier might seem like an obstacle to me. And so I'm like, you know what, I really don't have enough. I really don't want to sit and do that for now. And then I would end up not doing it. But with this, because I can sit down and do one in 30 seconds, if that's all the time I have, or if I want to take 10 minutes and I got 10 minutes, I can sit down and take 10 minutes and engaging with the energy and offering up the universal sphere with whatever specific intent I'm choosing to put into it. So it's easy to do, plus it's easy to learn. I learned this in 8 hours. And by the time I walked out of there, I had enough information and enough practice from that 8-hour training that I could literally start doing them right away. I didn't have to read more. I didn't have to study more. There was nothing else I really had to do. And because we got lots of practice inside of it, it was easy to step out and do. Now, also recognizing that sometimes our mind can get in the way, and then our mind starts putting that doubt in, or am I doing this right? Like this, because it's so easy. Am I doing it right? This really seems too easy. That if I did have questions backed behind that, was support that I could initiate right away. There was a place I could go right away and ask a question and get an answer. I didn't have to take another course to get some more information or a little more support in order to get me really up and going. Everything was there and available. There is also additional, as always, there's always continued learning. There are other stuffs available as well, but it was the support that was there and just the simplicity of it. And also the excitement and the fact that this is I call it a 21st century tool. It's only been on the planet since 2011, the end of 2011, actually. So it really is totally immersed in the new energy that's here, which is one of the reasons that it makes it so much easier and makes it flow and simple. That's the whole point of it, is simplicity. And I've taken a lot of trainings and spent a lot of time studying and a lot of time learning things that, yes, in their own right, have their own value, absolutely, and still have value today. However, simple and easy is much more fun.
I agree. I think in this day and age too, right? Like a lot of people feel like they don't have enough time. So, okay, I love that. I get it now. I feel like I have a better understanding. So viewers, I'm so excited because Elizabeth has offered to gift you a universal sphere session right here on the podcast episode. So I'm so excited. So Elizabeth, I am going to let you take over. I'm going to step into the background and the floor is all yours to do this.
Great. Thank you very much, Kim. Okay, so this is going to be about a 10-minute guided universal sphere session. It will kind of feel a little bit like a meditation, and you may actually go into a bit of a meditative state, and that's perfectly fine. Some people actually will check right out. That's perfectly fine too. If you do that, just know that everything is happening on a deeper level and you're still getting an experience, and then just go back and listen to the podcast later and maybe you can kind of hear what we went through. So the only thing you're required to do is to sit back, relax, and receive. I'm the one doing all the work. There will be a few moments during the meditation where I'm actually connecting with the universal sphere energy and offering it up to the group. That'll actually be quiet. And then there's some other parts where I'm going to talk us through some different things and put a little bit like a guided journey that we're going to go on. So let's just get comfortable in our chairs and just relax. The more comfortable you can get, the better. You can lie down if you like, because what this does is this helps to take the body out of the picture so that you have a better awareness around the non-physical energy as it's coming in. And the first thing I'd like you to do is just to take a moment and check in with yourself at where you're at right now. Like, how are you feeling? How does your mind and your body and your spirit feel right now? Take note of where your emotions are at. Because at the end of the meditation, we're going to get you to check back in and see what you notice. Because you're going to be surprised at the difference, or how different you're going to feel in just a few short minutes. Now, in a moment, we're going to start with a couple of deep breaths before we move into the universal sphere. This is not part of the universal sphere process. However, I always do this because it again also helps to assist us to settle into being here, being present right here and right now. I also encourage you, if you haven't done so already, to go ahead and close your eyes. Again, this also helps to cut out the distractions that are around you and allows you to be more in the experience and to be able to connect and feel easier the subtle energies of the universal sphere. So let's begin now by taking in a nice deep breath in and imagine yourself drawing in some beautiful bright light into yourself. It could be white or pink, or it could even be rainbow, and just allow that light to nourish your physical and light bodies. And as you breathe out, let go of any worries, fears, or limitations, and just see them getting smaller and smaller. Take another nice deep breath in, again, drawing in even more beautiful, bright light into yourself and allowing yourself to expand beyond your physical body and your light bodies. You might even start to lose the awareness of your physical form, the physical boundaries as you start to open up to this non-physical energy. And as you breathe out again, let those worries of less than, those fears of the mind go, and see them getting even smaller and smaller. And let's take one more nice deep breath in, drawing in even more bright light into yourself. Feeling yourself becoming lighter and allowing yourself to rest in this moment. Let the presence of your consciousness, your awareness, come down into the place of your heart and rest in this connection. You're allowing the experience, the awareness, to move to your heart instead of all of it being in your mind. You're also opening up this connection between your heart, your pineal and pituitary gland, your chakras, and beyond. You're opening up to this channel to say, hey, I'm ready. I'm here to allow my higher self and my soul to come in and share their wisdom, share their guidance. I'm here now. And as you continue to rest in this place, I'm going to connect with the universal sphere, and I'll be quiet for a few moments while I do this. You may already be feeling or sensing the energies of the universal sphere. And what the universal sphere is so good at doing is helping us remember our connection with the universe, with the unified field, the field of infinite possibilities and solution energy. We start to tap into the greater consciousness where there are more higher level solutions. What all of us are immersed in is what's called the perfect universal resonance. You know how great you feel when you're out in nature and how Mother Nature balances us? What we're playing with here is the vibration of the multidimensional version of Mother Nature, the perfect universal resonance, the perfection of all that is through all time, space, and dimension. And as you hear my voice, as you think about this, we're intensifying this beautiful vibration, and your body is beginning to entrain to this. Your chakras are actually moving into perfect balance. You may start to feel yourself being calm and relaxed, but at the same time, actually clear and centered. This is all of us moving to this greater place of balance as we're immersed in the perfect universal resonance, as we're immersed in the unified field. Just feel into this. Just take a moment and just feel into this energy. And now, as the universal sphere starts to energetically merge into your physical form, just check in and see if you can feel a subtle shift in your vibration, like a slight uplifting as it starts to move through your physical light and energy bodies. The universal sphere is offering up a new buffet of high vibrational choices to your soul. Your soul is in charge here and works with the universal sphere in opening you up to these greater possibilities. And now open up your heart even more and start to feel your connection with the universe. You can imagine yourself looking up to the night sky, or maybe even floating in space. Notice how this actually feels quite normal, quite natural. This is you in just these few moments, starting to remember you are this incredible, multidimensional galactic being whose higher aspects of your consciousness are already one with the universe. And it's you remembering this connection with your higher selves. Allow your awareness, even if you don't understand it, just to start to sense this beautiful unified field that is supporting us, that is supporting everything. It's connecting all of consciousness through all time and space and dimensions. And feel from this the infinite possibilities and the solutions that can come in. This is you remembering. Just feel this as the universal sphere continues to merge and work with you. And it will work with your energies long after the meditation is finished. Just take a moment and just feel into that. And now take a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe out, allow the aspect of your consciousness that's chosen to be physically embodied to come back into this room, into your body, and move 100% into the embodiment with your beautiful physical vehicle. And take another nice deep breath in. Again, bring your awareness being 100% back into your physical body. Feel your connection with Mother Earth. Feel that grounding, but at the same time, notice you still have an awareness of this connection with the universe. You can have both. Take another nice deep breath in, and as you breathe out slowly and gently, open your eyes and just check in with yourself. And how do you feel now? Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, literally just after a few minutes. And welcome back. And if you have a glass of water beside you, I recommend you take a nice big drink of water. Welcome back, Kim. How was that?
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Elizabeth. What a gift we have just shared. Look at them all, like a little bit. That was really good. I feel very good. You just cleared some stuff I've been hanging on to this week.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. So for those of you watching that did the session along with Elizabeth, I would love for you to drop a comment on this video and tell us how you're feeling now. Let Elizabeth know. Wow, that was so powerful. Thank you. I've never done anything like that on any of our episodes. So thank you so much for gifting that to us. All right. So for those that have been watching Elizabeth and they're just completely enamored with you and they want to know more about Universal Sphere, what is the best way for them to connect with you?
That's going to be through my website, Kim. And my website is breakthroughsabounding.com. So that's BREAKTHROUGHS ABOUNDING.com. And if you do the /events, that will take you to the events page, which will let you know what I'm doing with regards to the training. I have some trainings coming up, and I also do a free event called A Moment in Calmness, where I do a little bit of a talk, and then I do a guided group Universal Sphere experience for everyone. Also on the website, there is a tab under Guided Breakthroughs. You'll find all kinds of information about the universal sphere. There is also some information on Ishtara. So Ishtara is the being, the holy channels that brought the universal sphere to the planet. So there's an audio there on who she is. There's actually a channeling by Ishtara. So there's lots of information on the website. You can also email me at Elizabeth@BreakthroughsAbounding, and that's going to be Elizabeth with a Z, E-L-I-Z. And yeah, you can email me through that. Those are probably the two easiest ways to find me.
Perfect. And we will include all the information in the show notes as well. So if you need to, you can go find it, the website hyperlinked in the notes. So Elizabeth, thank you so much for being our guest on today's episode of the Your Holistic Earth podcast. I so appreciate you and your special gift that you have brought to our viewers today. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kim, for having me on today. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, you're so welcome. All right. So for the viewers, don't go away. Go binge watch all the rest of the episodes, or if you're listening, listen to the rest of the episodes, and I will catch you soon. Thank you so much for watching and listening.